How many of us have gone camping, hunting, fishing, or hiking before? I'm gonna assume the vast majority of us have. Well, as a kid, I went all the time, and being a family of 6, we packed a lot of stuff. So unfortunately, we forgot a lot of stuff. One time we were out camping, however, and once we were starting to unpack and set up camp, we realized we forgot the tent. Being a family of 6, that was a big problem, considering you can't just all pile in the car and just sleep in the car. There's not enough room. So instead of driving all the way home, which was 4 hours away, no, that wasn't gonna work. We went to Cabela's instead, which was only about an hour, half hour away. So we went there and we got our new tent, and the staff was super helpful. In fact, they actually helped us realize we forgot a lot of other stuff that was important and could make our camping lives easier. So that was my first experience with Cabela's, and one of the most positive retail experiences I have ever had. And Cabela's is actually an outdoor person's paradise. It's very deep-rooted in its history and wholesome values, which actually have led to it being one of the most successful companies in its industry today. And to understand why Cabela's is one of the top outdoor stores in its industry, however, me and Tyler are going to explain how the store first began, where it is going in the future, how it's grown as a brand and financially, and also how it's helping the world and how it's preparing for the future. All right, now let's get started with the beginning of the company's story with Dick Cabela's himself. The history of Cabela's started in 1961 with the man with the dream, Dick Cabela's. He actually started at a kitchen table after he went to a fishing expo. He bought a bunch of fly fishing lures and was trying to sell them to make a little bit extra cash, of course, like everyone is. Well, so he started selling them for 5 for 25 cents, which was a great deal, of course. So, and it was a mail order, so he would also agree to pay the postage. Well, orders soon started pouring in, and every time he sent out the fishing lures, he would send out a catalog with all his products as well. So once he did that, his expansion blew up. Like, he started out at a kitchen table with his wife, and he actually brought his brother Jim into the company in 1960. And from there, in 1969, they actually moved to a 50,000 square foot space, which became their first Cabela stores. It's still located in Nebraska today. It was originally a John Deere show floor, so that's why Cabela's has that big, airy look it has today, just from its beginning. They've kept with the same design. And in 1995, Cabela's introduced its first credit card. Same as you can get at like JCPenney or Macy's. They have their credit card too, and it actually gives you rewards for any Cabela stores that you go to. And in 2004, Cabela's joined the stock exchange, and they have one of the greatest debuts in history, like to date. Their stocks jumped 40% within less than 15 minutes, which is phenomenal for a company that just jumped onto the stock market. And today they have 67 stores, and in 2000 they opened 14 stores, which is actually over 1 store every month being built. Tyler's going to be taking over with Cabela's financial success.
After over 50 years of hard work, Cabela's has become one of the most profitable outdoor retailers. Let's look at some of their financial numbers from their 2014 annual reports. In 2014, they had over $3.2 billion in combined online and in-store sales. As Amanda pointed out, they also have their own credit line, and in 2014, this credit line generated over $430 million in revenue. It had over $210 million in net income, so after all of their expenses were paid for, they had $210 million left over. Their total assets totaled $7.6 billion. They become so successful, in fact, that one of their top competitors, Bass Pro Shops, is considering buying them out. Though there's no official word from either Cabela's or Bass Pro Shops, sources say that Bass Pro Shops is working with a major financial institute, Goldman Sachs, in order to raise capital to make a bid on Cabela's. After news of this came out, the Cabela's stocks jumped over 8.4%, which is quite a bit. And the reason for this would be because if Bass Pro did buy out Cabela's, Bass Pro would have to pay most likely a premium on shares. What's that?
What's premium? Just explain it.
Meaning they're paying more than what the market value is for the stocks that the shareholders hold. Professionals say that if Bass Pro was to buy out Cabela's, it would be very smart of them to keep the Cabela's brand name, and there's many reasons for that, and I can attest to it. I remember when I was younger, I used to go hunting with my stepdad quite a bit. And one morning we were out early, it was cold, I was wearing my Cabela's jacket, and it actually split in the seam right by the armpit. And though it was cold that morning a little bit, I actually sent the jacket back the next day to Cabela's, and maybe 2 days later, received a brand new jacket, and it was along with a free hat that they sent, for the convenience. And the reason for that is because Cabela's, with their brand name products, with their clothing and footwear, they have a lifetime guarantee for normal wear and tear and manufacturer defects. And they also have a 1-year guarantee on any other Cabela's brand products. If Bass Pro did buy out Cabela's, there's concern as to what would happen to the 67 existing stores, as well as the over 19,000 Cabela's employees. Cabela's isn't all about making money though, and as Amanda's going to point out, they also have a lot of sponsorship and conservation efforts.
Right, like Tyler said, Cabela's does a lot of charity work, but they also sponsor a lot of events and clubs, as well as a lot of conservation efforts. For conservation efforts, they are in partnership with the NRA and a lot of other foundations, such as the American Sport Fishing Association, to help preserve wildlife. So when they teach you how to hunt, they also teach you as well how to carry in, carry out. Don't leave any trash behind, how to respect the wildlife there, as well as how to be safe while out there, because wild animals do have a tendency, every so often, to attack humans. They also teach how to hunt correctly and safely, so they do a lot of gun safety advocated events, as well as for charity, they do a lot of stuff focused on children and teenagers, where they teach you gun safety, they teach you how to respect the environment, how to respect the wildlife, and how to make sure leaving a place better than when we arrive, cleaning up all your garbage. For wildlife conservation efforts, they are in partnership with the Quail Forever Foundation, basically helping make sure the population is stable after hunting season. They also are in partnership with many elk, deer, and caribou associations to help make sure those populations stay stable while hunting. And for the children and teenagers that participate in their sponsored events, Alright, Cabela's, they sponsor these children through scholarships, because they believe putting these children through college after teaching them how to respect the environment and how to be safe with the environment, hopefully these children will get a degree and a job where they can hopefully help the world, because there is a lot of global warming issues and a lot of environmental issues that are being faced right now, and Cabela's is trying to help combat that. They also like to promote new inventions and products that are good for the environment, like less plastic, less waste, less fossil fuels to create them. So if you go online to their website, you can actually put in your patent, and they will look into it to try either how to make it better or how to incorporate it in their stores that still go with their values of keeping the environment safe, as well as being useful for everyday people. Now that we know what makes Cabela's the world's foremost outfitter, Tyler is going to be taking over from here.
Through the company's simple beginnings at the Cabela's kitchen table, selling fly lures for 25 cents per 5, through their immense growth and success, they've always stuck to their roots. For outdoors people like myself, walking into a Cabela's is like a child walking into a candy store. The company sticking to their values has contributed to their immense success. And they've always stuck to a simple philosophy that the customer always comes first. Dick Cabela has even quote of it as saying that the company has become what he considers a dream come true.